everyone, welcome to Online Study for You, one-step solution for all your placement needs. I hope you all are well and safe and your preparation for TCS, for Capgemini is going good. So keep on preparing like that. Also, if you haven't subscribed our channel, then make sure to subscribe. This channel is definitely going to be very helpful for you. So make sure to subscribe. And when subscribing, don't forget to turn on the bell icon so that you don't miss any update from the channel. Also, do install our Online Study for You app. This app is definitely going to be very helpful for you. Well, we were getting the comments from lots of the students regarding pseudocode and technical part preparation of Capgemini. So we are going to do the discussion of the same in the video. We'll discuss that what is going to be the level of difficulty for the pseudocodes and so what data structures you have to focus, what topics you have to focus basically for the preparation for Capgemini, right? So this is how the discussion is going to be like in this video. So make sure to watch the complete video as if this video is going to be really helpful for you, right? But before this, I have something surprising for you. So let's see what do we have. So as if this is the time for the TCS and QT preparation and the Capgemini preparation as well, you have both the exams together. So we at Online Study for You are providing 21 days coding crash course which will help you to ace your Capgemini and TCS exam both as well, right? So एक तीर से दो निशाने होने वाले हैं. So make sure to join the course. This 21 days course will be taken by me, that is right. So make sure to be a part of the course. The start date is going to be 9th of April and we will continue the syllabus till the 30th of April. And also we have kept the price that is just rupees 199 so that you all can afford and you all can be a part. So एक तीर से दो निशाने होने वाले हैं TCS and Capgemini both. So don't miss this wonderful opportunity. Be a part of the course. The link is provided in the description itself. Happy learning, guys. Also, aptitude is also a very, very important section when it comes to placement. So here, Prateek sir will also take your 21 days live class for TCS and Capgemini both. The price for this course is also just rupees 199. And the most amazing thing about both the courses is that it will be of 21 days. Recorded video will be provided to all of you so that you can revise the things. And these video will be available up to 3 months from the start of course. So if you want to revise your concepts even after the live class, so you can watch the recording, right? So these classes, these coding and aptitude classes, both will cover advanced level, basic to advanced level concepts. That is going to be very helpful for you. So don't miss this wonderful opportunity because the prices is going to increase and the seats remaining are very limited. So very limited seats are remaining. That's why do join now. The link for both the courses is provided in the description itself. Happy learning, guys. Keep preparing like this for both the exams and do your best. Okay, so what is the agenda for this particular video? The main agenda is that to let you know about the pseudocode preparations for Capgemini and what topics you have to focus on and what is going to be the level of difficulty. Right, so if talking about that how to prepare for pseudocodes, so well, pseudocodes is going to be from basic level to moderate level only. The difficulty is going to be basic level to moderate level only. So some topics are there that you have to prepare for the pseudocode is that, okay, so specifically what data structures you have to cover first. So put your focus on the data structures like as trees, graphs, text, queues, linked list, and so. So just basic knowledge is required. I'm not saying that very advanced level you should be aware of, but at least some basic knowledge will be there for you, right? And the algorithm section, right? And also don't forget to revise bitwise shifting because most of the pseudocodes question are based on bitwise shifting, right? They are using operations like a XOR operation, bitwise and so. Right, some of the questions, some of the pseudocodes question are logical based. That is some logic you have to apply. Some assignment operator trick is there. So that is how the questions are. Although they are easy, but somewhat tricky. Okay. So even though they are easy, you can make the mistakes if you are not properly aware about the concepts. So this is how the things are going to be. Well, so I should say that overall, if I have to rate this, so it is going to be an intermediate round for all of you. Okay, so that is the thing. So most of the focus of yours should be on these data structures, which I just mentioned, and revise the bitwise operations and so. Okay, although on our platform itself, we are having certain videos related to Capgemini that will help you to revise the concepts. and that will help you to get an idea that what sort of questions Capgemini is going to ask you. Although we are providing the live classes, that is definitely going to be very helpful for you, as if in the live session you can ask your doubts and so, and we also will put effort to make each and everything clear for you, as if this our duty now, right? So what topics to cover we have, so now it should be cleared, and what is the level of difficulty, this should be clear as well. Now, how to do pseudocodes preparation for Capgemini? Well, practice is the only solution that is possible. So first, just prepare the topics, okay? Don't directly jump to the question, okay? You don't have to directly jump the questions. First, understand the topics that I just mentioned. So first, you have to cover those topics. First, you have to understand, and then start practicing the questions. Okay, but if your concepts are not clear, for sure you will make lots of mistakes. So that's why it is recommended that first understand the topics, and then you can go for solving the questions. You have to solve the questions, you have to do the practice, because only after practicing you will be able to understand the level that is there. Although it is intermediate level, what we have analyzed according to that, but level also specifically varies from student to student. If the topics are clear to you, then that can be an easy level for you, an easy round for you. If you are not clear with the things, then it can be a difficult round for you, and if you're somewhat clear, then it can be an average round. So it varies from student to student. So that is why it is advised that according to your comfort, according to your capability, you have to do the preparation. Okay, and don't waste your time, start preparing as of now, because here you have to prepare for 2 exams, that is TCS and Capgemini, and both matters, right? And the coding and all sort of things, programming questions and all, like they are asking every programming, they are asking every company, okay? So even if you will join our course, so that is not going to be specifically for TCS or Capgemini itself, because every company do ask coding questions, programming questions, pseudo codes, so that is going to be helpful for you. And the same implement on the aptitude as well, right? So this is how the things are going to be. So the link for the course is provided in the description itself. If you want to join, then please do join. Yeah. Well, now let me show you some 2 to 3 pseudocode questions, so that you can get some idea that what is going to be the level of difficulty. Although just 2 to 3 I'm going to show you, just a kind of sample you can understand. So let us see the question now. So here's the first question. So what is happening here? What will be the output of the following pseudocode? So a pseudocode is given to you, and you have to determine the output of the given pseudocode. The value of A is given as 40, right? So what we are doing here, we are calling a function func, as you can see here. Here should be C, right? So what we are doing, they have already mentioned that the value of integer A is 40. Now here we are having an integer B, and B has been assigned to 10. Now this function is simply returning A minus B. So what is the value of A? 40. 40 minus 10 is going to give us 30. Okay. So like, look, see how easily we can do this. And also that is not the case that every question is going to be as easy as it was. There will be difficult questions also, moderate level questions as well, and easy questions as well. So you will get different scenarios there at the time of written exam. Yeah. So let's see the next question now. So here also we have to do the same thing for the pseudocode. So 4 integers are given to us, that is I, J, K, M, and J has been assigned 6, I has been assigned 8, K has been assigned 2, and M has been assigned 1. Okay, so now what is happening if J, XOR I? Look, I just mentioned that you have to prepare bitwise operations and so, and these sort of things. And here we have a question based on XOR. So how does XOR work? First of all, you should be aware of that and have a proper understanding. Okay, have a proper understanding. Otherwise, you will get confused between different operations. So XOR is always going to return true or always going to return 1 only if both the operands are different. Listen to me carefully. Only if both the operands are different. For example, we are doing 1 XOR 0. What is going to be the output? 1. If we are doing 1 XOR 1, what is going to be the output? Yes, 0. Because here the operands are same. So that is what it is. Now we are having J XOR I. Right? So this is what we are having here. So what is the binary value of 6? Okay, what is the binary value of 6? First of all, it is 110, right? Binary value of 6 is 110. And what is the binary value of 8? It is 1000. Okay, and let us suppose it is extra 0 here. So we are doing J XOR I. So let us do zeros or 0 is going to give us 0, ones or 0, 1, and this ones or 0, 1. This is also going to give us 1. So this is the binary value of which decimal number? Yes, this is the binary value of which decimal number? 14. Even if you are not aware, even if you are not memorizing sort of things, so you can directly calculate, like it's 1 into 2 plus 1 into 2 plus 1 into 2 plus 0 into 2. Now 0, 1, 2, 3. This is how you have to raise the power. 2 raised to 3, 8, 2 raised to 4 into 4, 4 into 1, 4, 2 raised to 1, and then multiply, so 2, 2 raised to 0, 1, although it is 0, so that is going to be 0 itself. 8 plus 4, 12 plus 2, 14 we got. Now 14 mod k. Okay, so what is k? 2. So if you will divide this 14 by 2, for sure we are going to get the remainder as 0, right? So this condition, this if condition is true. So we will move inside the condition, and here we are updating the value of m as m equal to m plus 2. Okay, so this is what we are doing here. So m equal to m plus 2 means m is going to be 3 now. M is going to be 3 now. So what is going to be the correct answer then? What is going to be the correct answer? 3, right? So this is a correct answer for this particular question. Okay. So these sort of questions you can expect, and this kind of questions has been asked in the Capgemini. This is just a kind of intro you can understand, right? So this is it for this video, and start preparing for the Capgemini and the TCS as well. And don't forget to check out the crash course, which is given in the description itself. So make sure to join. You all are welcome. That's why we have kept the price low. Also, the price will increase from tomorrow itself. So don't miss this wonderful opportunity. Seats are limited. Be a part. Thank you so much for watching this video. Bye-bye. All the best.